Robert, where do you stand in terms of finalizing the roster?
Still a lot of communication that has to be held. We'll get with Joe and his staff after practice, but there's still a lot of things to go over.
So will guys be practicing today that are still on the bubble?
Possibly, yeah.
Is Dalvin here?
Delvin's here. He's practicing today. He's practicing. Dwayne's practicing. Brees is practicing. Who else? Yep, those are the big ones.
Alan?
Lazard?
Yep.
He's practicing.
Carl Lawson?
Carl Lawson's practicing. Thank you.
Where is Carl now in his physical conditioning?
He feels good. It's just a matter of getting him back into the swing of things. So hopefully this week we can get him back into his physical. I mean, I don't worry about his physical conditioning because the guy works hard, just about as hard as anybody in football. But it's just a matter of getting him into the football swing of things over these next 3 days, and then get him back to rolling come Monday.
It seems like you guys are pretty healthy. I mean, is there anyone not practicing?
Schweitzer and Schweitzer's not practicing, and neither is Kenny Aboa. But hopefully Schweitzer will be back by the end of the week.
What about Izzy?
Izzy's practicing.
So you're optimistic about Lawson for week 1?
Yeah.
What's the plan for Dalvin?
I should have just gave you guys an injury report. Yeah, I don't have to give one until Thursday. But what was it? He's going to be limited. Just try to get him involved. Him and Brees are on the exact same plan. Just getting them ready to play week 1.
In terms of Brees, I mean, obviously he's had a bunch of reps the last few days. How much can you expect out of him for the opener, and how long does it take, you think, before he can be the Hall we saw last year?
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't have an answer to that one, Rich. I wish I did. I know he's worked his tail off. He's been here every single day, grinding like him for him to be where he is. And like I said, we've never been worried about his availability. We just got to be smart. And the excitement wants us to let's just throw him out there, but we got to be smart. We got to be diligent, and I think in his mind he can probably feel like he can take 30 touches, but it's like we just got to be smart with him. Make sure we're constantly communicating with him, and just being diligent.
How do you balance that? Because obviously, you're looking out for his future, but also at the same time, you want him out there producing as well.
You got to balance it. Communication, making sure that everybody's on the same page. Make sure the running backs coach, coordinator, the training staff, team performance, management, myself, obviously, and Brees, we're all on the same page with what the plan is and just being disciplined and sticking to it.
What about Dalvin? Obviously, he had the shoulder surgery. He hasn't practiced. Where kind of is he at in his progression?
He feels great. Different when you're dealing with upper body, right? Like he's feel really confident about him and his ability to just hit the ground running. It's just a matter of getting his legs underneath him. But at the same time, he hasn't had a camp, hasn't had OTAs. He's been working. He's been traveling a lot with the baby. So we just got to be smart with him. So obviously it's good we got 2. It's great we have Michael Carter also. 3 really good backs that we feel very comfortable with. Izzy getting back and healthy was surprising. It's shocking how quickly he's come back from that from his injury. So we feel really good about the backfield.
I know you're probably going to start slamming that wood when I ask this question, but when you came here, you talked a lot about wanting to revamp the sports science that you guys did, and I know you spent a lot of time. Joe as well spent a lot of time analyzing how you can fix the soft tissue issues and just the seasoning injuries, all that stuff. Do you feel like you've made that progress? Because it seems like right now you guys are about as healthy as you've been in a while. I know.
Is he not a Giants fan? He's been covering them a lot lately. Right. No, the idea is to just try to control the things that you can control, right? So we feel like we can help with the soft tissue stuff. Like I'll go to the Cleveland game, argue from a coach's standpoint. We're not ready to play a game yet, and so we go out there, play a game, and if you remember I think Huff aligns offsides and it extends a drive, and now we go from a 4-play drive to a 10-play drive. We lost 2 players in that drive to soft tissue. So there's a balance and there's an understanding of how far do you want to push the guys, because there's still a callus involved in our mind. As a coach, you want to callus them and get them ready to play a season. But from a player standpoint, you want to make sure that they're available to Callis. And so there's a tremendous balance to it. I think over the last 3 years, we've done an awesome job collaborating and communicating throughout the organization. You're never in the clear. You're always trying to study it to make sure we're in good shape in terms of where we are as a team. Always, as a coaching staff, pushing the envelope. They're always kicking back, trying to move the envelope, and it's like, you just keep pushing it, but at the same time, you got to be smart.
In terms of your defensive line, it's really like a hockey line. I don't know how much you know about hockey, but it's
Hockey Town, USA,
Yeah,
man.
it's just kind of like.
Still love New York
specific
sports, so
lines.
just.
Like you just interchange them. Like, how do you manage all of the personalities and just the amount of players that on the defensive line? 'Cause I know everybody wants to be out there, but everybody can't be out there at the same time.
No, it's true, because everybody wants to be on the field. Everybody wants to be on the big downs, and everybody wants that production. And but I think it's a good question for the players. I don't want to answer for them, but I will. I do think they genuinely love each other in that room. I think they root each other on. I think when you see somebody have production, Jermaine had the sack the other night, and all 4 D linemen and plus CJ are doing his dance, Jermaine's dance. It's like everybody wants to see each other succeed. There's enough pie for everyone type of mindset in that room. And I think Quinnen's a great example. He gets his 60% play time, but his play time in those 60%, he's full gas and getting all kinds of production. And he gets his piece of the pie. And there's enough to go around for everybody. But it's a selflessness in knowing that when Q-Jeff is out there or Sally's out there, they're going 100 miles an hour and they're wearing out that dude in front of them, and then Quinnen jumps back in for third down, and Q-Jeff, whoever it is, and like that, it doesn't stop. When the right guard is playing Quinnen and then he's got to go play another interior D lineman, like it doesn't stop for that right guard. You rest in, but that right guard still has to work, and that's the mindset that we're bringing. Like it is nonstop, and I think those guys are so deliberate and are appreciative and bought into that for one another, that you get a group of guys that just play their absolute tails off.
What did you think of Jermaine the other night? Pull him out, I think, to talk to him after the leg hit. What did you think of him?
He's been great. A little ticky-tack, I think, but he's had a really good camp, really good OTAs, really good offseason in general. Excited about his what he's going to do this season. And again, for him, he just needs to play his tail off, and he doesn't do anything special. I think all the special things will happen if he just keeps that deliberate mindset and the way he's attacked every day.
Robert, by the end of camp, it seemed like Randall was one of your 3 best receivers, and he was out there a lot with the first team. Does he have maybe even more left in the tank than you maybe thought when you brought him in?
Yeah, he looks really good. He's another we got to be diligent with in terms of making sure his legs are always fresh for Sunday. But his connection and understanding of the offense, I know he had the personal foul penalty, but I'm in the mindset to go get a block. He fell back to 5 years ago when that was legal. But he's a stud, man. Everything that we've heard about him from a leadership standpoint is priceless. You can't put a price tag on that. And but yeah, he's been awesome.
He was specifically on the field with him, because I think we all knew about what he was going to bring as a person, but it's all.
Yeah, he's been great on the field too. His connection and his rapport with the coordinator and the quarterback, and his ability to help groom the young guys, and the way he's taken guys under his wing. I mean, and his play, obviously, he's cool. I get why Aaron loves him so much.
With Dwayne back in team drills today, you're starting offensive line will be together for the first time, right?
How about Dwayne back? Yeah.
So you've got, I don't know, a handful of practices here before Buffalo. Do you feel like it's enough time for that group to sort of build chemistry and work together?
Yeah, I count last week too. I know Dwayne wasn't there, but Dwayne was going through all the walkthroughs and all that stuff. So you're always going to want more, but 3 weeks is plenty.
How do you feel the team is prepared-wise for what's ahead? I mean, you went through a lot last year. This year, it's totally different. Expectations are what you know. How do you think they're ready? You're never going to be. How do I say this the right way? There's always going to be something new. We haven't faced adversity yet. Everyone's been very positive through this offseason, and
the analogy I give is like when you go to climb Mount Everest, hopefully one day, but the stories anyway that I've heard, you do a lot of traveling just to get to the base camp. And that is a very easy road just to get to base camp before you go straight vertical. Well, that's where we are. We haven't done anything. We're going to face adversity. The road is going to get really freaking hard from here on out. And just the mindset and the adversity to fight through all that, to stay together and keep that positive mindset, that's going to be the key. And, so everything's been great now. But I think what we have is a group of guys who understand that. It's a lot of guys were part of that big win a year ago before the bye week, and then from there it just kind of fell apart. So there's that experience of having a little bit of pat on the back and understanding what that feels like in the city, but what it means to stay on the gas and continue to roll. So we've had those experiences, but we're going to find a lot about our team. Like I've told you guys before, you don't know what your team is till you face adversity, and adversity will happen. It happens to everybody. So I'm excited to see what we do.
Aside from the personal aspect of it all, has this cut day been particularly difficult just because of the roster transition you guys have gone under, because of the quality of player you're now letting go compared to when you first arrived?
Yeah, it's still always difficult, whether you think a young man is quality or not. I will say this, there was way fewer guys where you're looking them in the eye and knowing that it's over for them, if that makes sense. I just felt like every guy I spoke to, I just know they're going to be on a roster somewhere, someone's practice squad, someone's either ours or somewhere else. Their career's not over, and it's really cool because we've worked hard and we've brought in a lot of really good young men, and they've represented the right way. And just hope anyone who isn't here, just wishing them the best of luck.
Thanks, everyone.
All right, thanks, guys.